Well, on the face of it, it seems like a savvy move because Chris Hughton is off the mark. A 1-0 win against Blackburn at the weekend. We'll talk about some of what Chris Hughton had to say in both his press conference when he was announced, and also what he said after that victory. It was a last gasp goal from Joe Lolly that won it for them. A scrappy affair by all accounts. But first of all, before we delve into both the way that Sabri Lamouchi and Chris Hughton manage and the differences in their styles, good appointment?
Yeah, I would say so, definitely. I think Forest as a club have, surrounded themselves in chaos for a number of years now. And if there's one thing that I think that Hughton is good at, and probably better than any of the last few managers Forest have had, it's creating order out of chaos and just getting a club organised in a really kind of sensible, reliable way that, just building an infrastructure. And I think that's what Forest really need.
Yeah, and he's very popular with pundits, with fellow managers, fans as well. I mean, I can't think of too many club supporters who will have a bad word to say about him. And one thing I noticed, Mike, as well, about particularly this week's post-match comments, but I've gone through a few from when he was at Brighton as well. He's very much about everybody in it together as well. I noticed how many we's he used in the post-match comment. I mean, I didn't bother to count them. There were so many, but he was saying, we created chances. We looked solid. We had to defend as a group. We defended well. We enjoyed the game, and it's clear that his modus operandi is just to get everyone in it together, and that seems to have worked initially for him.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you can categorise all managers when it comes to making decisions and what they value. You get managers always on the scale of being people orientated, or whether it's more about the football and the tactics and the game itself. And Hughton's got a very healthy balance, but definitely leans towards the people side of things. And he, this is a big thing for Forest, because this is a club that, by all accounts, because we're looking at a team that's been built by 3 or 4 different managers, only 3 years under the new owner. In that time, they've had 4 previous managers, and they've given them lots of leverage in the transfer market. There's lots of different players come through different regimes. So now you've got a dressing room with a blend of all these different types of managers and styles, and all been favourites at different times. And I guess there's no kind of hierarchy in the dressing room. And so last season, before last season, this was a big thing about Sabri Lamouchi that everybody's saying he was getting right and wondering what he was doing different, is that he didn't necessarily seem to bring everybody together, but he got everybody performing. And it wasn't a case of some players fancied it and some didn't. He got 11 players out on a pitch who were performing every week in a different style to the way that Hughton will manage it. But Hughton, like you say, very much is about bringing everyone together, and it's not about individuals anymore. It's going to be about everybody kind of following these unspoken contracts of how we conduct ourselves, what we stand for, what we're about. And he's very much, he's at hand for any player that wants to speak to him at any time. The players sense his compassion, that he's there for them. If they've got a problem, if they need anything, they know they can rely on him. They can go and talk to him. And I think with Forest, when you talk about a squad that's got around 30 players now, like I say, built from 4 different regimes, the biggest job is not even the 11 on the pitch, possibly not even the 7 on the bench, or whoever makes the bench. You're talking 10 or a dozen players there who are unhappy when everybody's fit, at not even making the bench. Now, how do you keep those players happy and keep the atmosphere, in the right place? And that's what Hughton, I think, is particularly good at. And I think Lamouchi probably did get a bit stretched with it in the end.